third video, I'd like to explain about the durable function side of the implementation. First of all, I'd like to, explain about the configuration. I already explained about the durable task framework side of the correlation framework. So that is the trace context or some other stuff. And so now how can we implement inside of the durable functions? Let's do it. So key component I'd like to explain. The one is the trace options. This is just setting the option. This is tied to the host JSON of the Azure functions. This is identical setting of the host JSON. You can configure it by the host JSON. And then the biggest one is the telemetry activator. So in this system, this telemetry tracking system is tracked by the individually compared with not only the activity functions host, but also the orchestrator tracked by themselves. So we need to activate the client of the application insights. By the way, the activity class is not reside in the activity application insight class. This is reside in the system dot diagnostics. So that is why the durable task already have the feature of the distributed tracing, but it is not depend on application insight at all. Just depend on the system dot diagnostics. So instead, you need to create some instance class for sending the data to the application insight. That is why the telemetry activator is very important. And also the other stuff, very important one, is the durable task correlation telemetry initializer. Usually, sometimes we need to do filter out something, or if you want to automatically track the dependency telemetry, if you want to do it, or you might want to override some parameter for each the telemetry, then if you create the durable task some kind of telemetry initializer, you can write that telemetry initializer. You can override the telemetry, all the telemetry of the to the application insights coming to this class, and you can modify it and modify it or remove it if you like. So something like that stuff. So these two is very important. And also the other stuff is the durable task extension. It is the main part of the durable functions. So let's see how configuration works. Yep. So now we can go to the because previous. Yep. So we can go to the next step. So this is the durable functions code. So we can go to much bigger might be good. So let's go to the class of the configuration. So for the configuration, so you can see option class trace options. This is the one I explained. You can find just two configuration between two like this, the distributed tracing protocol and distributed tracing enabled. Yep. So this configuration is appeared on the host station, and if you enabled, this is by default true, but if you enable this one, disable this one, all the telemetry is not tracked, and all the correlation method logic is not executed inside of the durable task framework side. So as I explained, the propagate method. So then, let's go to the next step. The important thing is telemetry activator. You can find a correlation method correlation directory in here. This is a telemetry activator. What telemetry activator is doing is this is set up some distributed tracing and telemetry client and callback. Callback is very important for the contributor. So because all of the method is set up like this, so this control everything. If this method get the correlation trace client is there. I use this method inside of the durable task. That inside of the durable task, this client try to send the telemetry, but all the execution of the, for example, the sending the trace uh, request telemetry, for example, the what happened is that method internally executes this delegated method like this. So in this case, if the request trace context is the order to tract, then you this code execute this part. So this is delegated to the the inside of the activity telemetry activator, because this is depend on the application insights. So I want to separate the concern. So dependency is the same, and also the I have exception. And also the setup telemetry client is very easy. Just the create the telemetry configuration and but like this. And also the look at this. There is some configuration for the on send. What is this? This is for the testing purpose. If you want to test, so you can, if you use this on send method, what happened is instead of the sending the telemetry to the application inside, the if there is an instance of the in the on sent parameter attributes, then instead of the sending the telemetry to the application inside, the transfer the telemetry inside of this the lambda function. So yeah, so if you want to write a test code, then the easy to the fetch the what actual telemetry is sent by this method, by this attribute. And also the as I explained, the telemetry initializer is initialized, and this is tagged with the telemetry client like this. So yeah, so this is the same as the application is inside of the Azure functions. So let's go to this one, telemetry initializer. That you can find this is there is the telemetry initializer in here. So this is doing a lot of the things, and if request telemetry is sometimes suppressing. I don't explain the very detail, but yeah. So sometimes, yeah, just like to try to track automatically, but sometimes suppress it, or a little bit complex. So I don't explain too much, but yeah, if you want to change the behavior of the total telemetry, that you can definitely refer this class. So that's it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. The next time I'm gonna explain the final the point of the behavior of the durable function side. Thank you very much.